your mix. We're not in your mix, like ever. We never want to be in your mix. we don't want.
We don't want to party with you.
We don't want to party with you. We don't want anything from you. Half the time we don't even like your makeup. So it's like
Drake doesn't just not understand black culture. He doesn't understand any culture because why does he have a video where he's got a bunch of guns laid out in front of him? Like he's got, mob ties, but he's currently trying to deal with that problem in court.
Yeah.
But you in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
Kendrick Lamar was threatened by Drake in a music video, and he just pulled actual guns. Pusha T should check Drake for being rough, though. We all believed that Drake might have learned his lesson after losing his feud with Kendrick. As of 2025. However, Drake is genuinely threatening to shoot people.
So what then? So what then, big dog? Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't get shot now.
Drake is acting like a crime boss once more, but this time it backfired badly. When he is suing his label for allegedly ruining his name after he lost the feud, fans are mocking him for acting tough. However, no one was more supportive of Drake than Pusha T. The new Clips album is finally available, as everyone is aware. Indeed, it includes the Kendrick collaboration that Def Jam attempted to have Pusha take down. Pusha is now revealing all the details of Drake's threats against Kendrick, and who attempted to ruin the new Clips album. Let God sort him out. The first Clips album in 15 years is at last available. Additionally, Pusha T had a crucial message for Drake just before the release. There is nothing that can stop this greatness, Push posted on Instagram. The lies reveal a lot. These smear operations will never be believed by the public. Since Push's statement was made immediately after it was made public that Drake was paying people who had never heard a Clips album to criticize it, fans didn't need to know who he was referring to.
Y'all favorite Twitter pages are being paid to slander Clips the week of their album release. Man, I've been waiting to have a conversation with y'all like this for a little minute. So yesterday, Kirko, a famous page on Twitter, posted Clips' upcoming album, Let God Sort Him Out, has reportedly surfaced online days before its official release, and they turned their comments off. Now, Kirko has posted like when songs leak and stuff, but usually when big albums are about to come out or albums that people are talking about, like Hurry Up Tomorrow, for instance, The Weeknd's album leaked a couple days before the album drop, or some songs leaked at least. And they didn't necessarily post it, so I did find that weird.
Comments about how unimportant Clips is and how no one cares that they're releasing a new album have been all over social media for the past 2 weeks. Clips should be ashamed of themselves for dropping the worst rap album I've ever heard. They were saying, by the way, these guys are getting close to 50. Holy crap, I'll be laughing as I watch you guys try to gas this one. I'm glad to learn that Clips is having difficulties. They ought to concentrate on creating quality music rather than drawing attention to themselves by praising rappers who are far more successful than they are. And Clips, poor guy. They waited this long and used blatant social media marketing to promote an album that would be eclipsed all weekend by Drake Wireless, a new Bieber album, and a Travis Scott song. For them, that is comparable to the antithesis of a coke high. Additionally, Drake's supporters are responding to Push's smear campaign remark. There isn't a smear campaign, someone wrote on X. In actual life, hardly anyone is critical of Clips. Not under 4 presidents. We are aware of this, as they are unable to sell even 20% of their available seats as they prepare to go on tour. Since reality has set in, they are screaming wolf. Here's the problem, though. Push fans claim that the purpose of all this yapping from OVO stands is to divert attention away from Drake's recent release of yet another terrible diss song and music video. Over the weekend, Drake released his brand new track, What Did I Miss? And once more, he is complaining about people who switched sides and left him during his feud with Kendrick Lamar. This song was obviously intended as a reaction, considering Drake released it on the one-year anniversary of Kendrick's Not Like Us. It didn't land well, though. Since Drake has been the one who has been hurling missiles at people and then sobbing when they react or shoot back, fans were quick to make fun of him for continuing to play the victim. On X, someone said, Drake is always playing the victim. He is the imposter who is attempting to manipulate your pals. Didn't it work for you? After that, another person remarked, I wish people would see that Drake is constantly playing the victim. What did I forget about lawsuits, including his most recent one? He suffers from a martyr complex. In Ecstasy, Kendrick called this out. Don't bother with combat rapping. That is not his life. Naturally, Drake is suing his label over those PDF charges, alleging that they permitted Kendrick to defame him. What's crazy, though, is that I missed it. Contains several dubious lines that nobody who is accused of such things ought to rap. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later, Drake states rather literally. This is a crazy thing to say after the entire globe danced to a song about him being referred to as a verified PDF file, even though we understand what he meant. The What Did I Miss music video truly made Drake look foolish, even though the lyrics are already awful. Drake is seen in the footage standing in his backyard with numerous firearms around him. Naturally, fans are now making fun of Drake for making an excessive effort to appear strong, claiming that the entire setup comes across as more cheesy than threatening. Charlemagne on The Breakfast Club was the first to criticize Drake for being really crude and dressing like a shooter.
I mean, y'all don't think it's extremely corny for him to be in a video surrounded by guns?
No, absolutely it is.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all don't think that's extremely corny?
Yeah. But the song, honestly, it just sounds like another good hit Drake. I mean, a good Drake hit. It don't really sound like...
I don't even know if it's.
I wouldn't say.
I
wouldn't say a hit.
It don't.
It's a cool
I mean,
record.
like another Drake, single.
vibe.
Like okay,
Yeah.
like a vibey single.
Why
like,
is he in the video surrounded by guns? What is the point?
Because
You want to go to war because you got off the rap battle?
Said nobody cared till they in front of your tombstone. So yeah, what's
I'm
up?
not at him. I'm not mad at it. I just don't love the record. It's a cool record.
Why
I
is
just don't
he
love
in the
it.
video surrounded by guns?
It was a reference to something, but I can look up the
Aubrey
reference.
Gun Graham?
Man, he really
AR Graham now. That's who you are now. You're AR Graham. This record would make a lot of sense if Drake hadn't said nothing for the last year and a half. If he hadn't said a word, no lawsuits, no nothing, hadn't said nothing, he just came out, what did I miss? I didn't know what y'all was on. Like, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
But you in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
See, I'm just not. It's cool.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
This guy's crazy.
Huh? What's going on?
You are so I know that man talk about you in therapy. You are so triggering.
Why are y'all that? But why, man? That's just tone deaf. You in a video surrounded by guns. You lost the rap battle. It is what it is. You got your ass handed to you for the past year and some change. Now you back with the choppers.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Y'all just
It's
y'all
not
cool
okay.
with that.
Drake's supporters are now defending him by claiming that the firearm's symbolic meaning was lost on everyone. He is positioned between two snipers who are both aiming at him, and all of the guns are facing him. In other words, he's saying that everyone is shooting at him. And he's still operating his business with all the guns locked and loaded. Others, however, claim that Drake is threatening Kendrick and prodding the bear once more. Kendrick is a street guy, according to one ex-user. That's what he's about. Drake isn't. He is a phony who claims in court that they have disparaged him and that he feels frightened for his life while continuing to taunt and threaten with guns. Additionally, someone else added a middle battle while encircling a collection of firearms, discussing retaliation and then threatening to attack or murder someone on the live feed. Drake did indeed miss a great deal. This fan was alluding to a scene from Drake's most recent live broadcast in which he drove a box truck to give a sneak peek at his new album, Iceman, in case you missed it. However, at one point, a group of children on bikes yelled the B-word at him, saying, "Not like us." Drake then retaliated with a curse, informing the child that he might be shot. However, as is typically the case with Drake, nothing about this seemed really menacing.
So where? So what then? So what then, big dog? Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't get shy now. We'll fold that up right now. Stop it. Stop it, man. Yeah. Blessings. Blessings. Big up yourself.
Drake's Toronto accent that night was explained by the fact that this incident took place in Toronto. Let's get back to Pusha T, though, as he continues to put pressure on Drake. In an interview with GQ a few days before the release of the new album, Pusha blasted Drake for suing UMG for not being like us. "I don't rate him anymore," stated Pusha. "There is more to the lawsuit than a rapist. You simply aren't rated by me."
Oh no.
When we start asking serious questions about lawsuits and litigation, it seems to devalue the art of it. For example, what about this? Pusha then disclosed that because they believed Kendrick would say something outrageous about Drake, Def Jam wanted him to persuade Kendrick to remove his verse on the upcoming Chains and Whips. Pusha claims that once he declined, they informed him he had to remove the record from the album, but he also rejected that. At that point, Def Jam released snippets from the label, which prompted them to agree to a distribution agreement with Roc Nation. In a recent interview with Elliott Wilson, Pusha discussed this in detail and stated that Def Jam began tampering with the verse and exerting significant pressure on him to take the Kendrick song off the album.
And for them to have, the energy of a censorship level of energy, like, no, we're not putting this out. You stop, talking to my management team.
Pusha didn't stop there either. He also likened this circumstance with Def Jam to his feud with Drake in 2018, during which he revealed Drake's son hiding and leaked the Audie Don narrative.
And for me, at that point, I was like, man, this shit reminds me too much of 2018. And reminds me of everything that happened, within that year and a half.
Your battle with Drake.
Right, but I mean, just the censorship of it and the things that, were stopped and halted and verses and so on and so forth. I was like, oh, this is a real situation.
Pusha then revealed in a recent interview with Popcast that many of his songs were shelved after he revealed the story of Addison, as if he were being punished for aiming for Drake in that manner.
Or whatever. There were quite a few records that were stopped, yo, we're not doing this, or was, just basically shelved. And it
Your
was
verses,
yeah,
for
my
instance, on the
verses.
Pop Smoke album.
Yeah, Pop Smoke. But the telling part was when they would get the lyrics wrong.
Oh, sure.
So it one day I forget what song this was, but there was a Pop Smoke song that definitely was that had bars in it.
By you.
Yes, but then there was another that didn't, and they thought it did. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? Because, you're interpreting something totally wrong.
Pusha clarified that he attempted to go past that, but he realized he had to stand up when Def Jam attempted to perform the same trick using Chains and Whips. Push also claims that the label made up the justification that they wanted him to take Chains and Whips off the album because Pusha used the word Trump card, and they didn't want to cause him any trouble with Trump. Pusha, however, claimed that this was bullshit and that the true motivation was to shield Drake since they didn't want two of his biggest gaffes to collaborate on a song.
In your mind, they were being overly sensitive about you rapping about another artist signed to that label. Drake, a huge artist under the Universal banner. And they were sort of playing referee. He was getting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander calls, is what you're saying.
For sure. For sure.
And at that point, you said, all right, I'll keep it moving. You put out Story of Adidon on SoundCloud instead of commercially. The Pop Smoke
that happened.
Removed.
The verses get removed. A couple verses get removed. I move on.
Right.
I just move on musically.
Right.
So
then, fast forward to 2024.
Fast forward, yeah.
Drake and Kendrick do their thing.
Boom.
Drake files a lawsuit.
Boom.
You play them your new song with a Kendrick verse on it.
Boom.
How do they react?
Now, mind you, the energy up to that point is everybody's clamoring, oh, new album's coming, so on and so forth. excitement. Everybody's ready. Listen, we 10 songs, 11 songs, 12 songs away. I mean, close. We show up with the Kendrick verse, and everything's halted. It's halted. It's said that it will not be put out. They just didn't want to put it out. They would not speak via email.
They didn't want anything in writing.
Yeah, the label would not send emails.
Nothing in writing.
Nothing in writing to my management. They would call my management, 10 times in a row, trying to get all of this, trying to, just plead their case. Mm-hmm. Now, there was nothing even to be, they didn't like the optic. In my opinion, they didn't like the optics
of two Drake foes teaming up.
Right.
Yeah. Did there a line they pinpointed?
Censor? They pinpointed a line where the phrase "trump card" was used. Mm-hmm. Right? So stupid. Mm-hmm. Like it's like the phrase "trump card" was used, and they said that they didn't want any problem with Trump or something like that as well.
Unrelated.
Unrelated. Even unrelated. Yeah, totally unrelated.
Just a Trump.
Yeah.
A Trump.
Yeah.
So you felt like they were looking for something.
Of course, they were looking for
to halt the optics.
1,000%. That's my opinion.
Though, the title of Chains and Whips is a direct allusion to Drake. Pusha attempted to minimize the song's lyrics and assert that it isn't really about him. In the song Churchill Downs, which he co-wrote with Jack Harlow, Drake concludes, "All I hear is plugs coming from middlemen." Additionally, this is a direct attack against Push. "All I hear is tall tales coming from little men, whips and chains like a dominatrix," he then hurls at Kendrick. Thus, it is undoubtedly no accident that Kendrick's song contains footage titled Chains and Whips. The crucial question now is, what will Drake do next? Drake is preparing to release Iceman, his new album. Drake also made hints on social media that the project will undoubtedly be released this year, even though the exact date is still unknown. What can we anticipate from Iceman, then? Drake was attempting to reassure everyone that he was unconcerned after Kendrick won the feud last year. People believe Drake had finally learned he should just stick to his roots and make R&B rap with the melodies rather than trying to present a rough exterior when he released the project with Party Next Door. Now, however, Drake is out there rapping, while surrounded by guns and threatening to shoot people. Furthermore, he is now hinting on Instagram that the dispute is still ongoing. Additionally, he claims that Iceman will unnerve individuals. Drake wrote, "I was raised in a non-confrontational environment and always approached this game as a sport where my pen won gold. However, it has been difficult for us all to overlook the podium these days. I know you might feel uneasy after reading this next chapter, but I hope you will see my candor as clarification rather than charity that provides answers to some of your issues, particularly regarding the texts you have been sending me that have gone unanswered.